What's going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. Welcome to episode 500 of the podcast. This is a big one. Today's episode is going to consist of myself, Crystal, and Rigel. We're going to talk about the fourth trimester. We're going to talk about some homesteading endeavors. We're going to talk about some business endeavors, some life goals, and just what's going on in our crazy, chaotic life right now, post-birth of Rigel. So he was pretty noisy the whole time. He was getting pretty active. He was not sleeping, but you'll hear him in the background for sure. But if you're interested in a little up-to-date behind the scenes of what is going on in our life right now, that is what this episode is all about. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's roll the intro. What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, coming back at you with another podcast episode. This one is episode 500, big 500. We got Crystal in the house. How are you, Crystal?
I'm doing great.
We also got Rigel in the house. We've been tossing him back and forth between us. I've got drool all over my shoulder. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the drool happen.
Can you see the Rigel?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll probably be passing them back and forth.
You can hear them, that's for sure.
Yeah, the goos and the guys and the cooing, that's Crystal. Rigel's asleep right now. But I figured for episode 500, first of all, I'd like to say thanks for all of y'all that have tuned in and listened to this podcast. 500 podcast episodes deep, over 3 million downloads. This is definitely my biggest platform, and it wouldn't be possible without all of y'all tuning in and listening. So thank you. We figured we kind of do like a hodgepodge episode because we haven't talked about the fourth trimester yet, so we'll talk about that. Let's talk about some business stuff. We'll talk about some family stuff. We'll talk about some life stuff. You want to kind of just dive into the fourth trimester? Knock that out?
Yeah.
What is the fourth trimester? Because most people probably have not heard of 4 trimesters.
Yeah. So trimester, tri means 3. So you only expect 3, the first, second, and the third.
Quadmaster.
Yeah. But the fourth trimester is something that's like not really talked about a lot. And people forget that after you've had your baby, that's what they consider the fourth trimester. It's a 12-week period after you've had your baby. And this is a time to like take care of yourself and take care of your baby. And I think a lot of people find difficulties during this time or need extra support during this time and just really want to feel connected to their baby during this time. It's also the fourth trimester because it's like your baby is still connected to you, but they're outside of your body now. So it's like such a weird transition of like protecting them and being there for them, but outside of your body, it's a really weird experience. Yeah.
And a lot of people, and this is when most mothers take like, maternity leave, and that's typically what, like depends, I guess, on the employer.
I don't remember how many weeks.
Your employer is pretty ruthless, though.
Yeah,
like you didn't get much time off at all.
I think I got 2 weeks off.
2 weeks. And I think I was still probably bothering you to do emails and payroll and everything.
Yeah, you were.
So, yeah. But what's it been like? First baby out the hatch, and we got we talked about all of the actual procedure and everything, right? Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, we did a birth.
Yeah, we did that.
Podcast.
That's right. So people definitely should tune into that one because it was not quite the birth story we had anticipated. But now Rigel's here. He is growing. He is noisy. He's making some funny faces over there.
I'm going to go ahead and feed him.
All right, you go ahead and get situated there.
He's crazy. But I can still talk.
But I feel like when it comes to the fourth trimester, there's a lot of unspoken. You might just get him fixed up real quick.
We're working on it here, people. He definitely knows when it's time to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rigel, jeez Louise, man. He's not doing very well with the intermittent fasting right now. He's hangry.
There is none of that.
All right. Is he good?
Yes.
All right, we're good. He's latched. All right, so let's talk about fourth trimester because I feel like a lot of people, it's an emotional time and people oftentimes don't talk about it. And you're going to be able to speak on that much better than me. So the floor is yours, Crystal. What's the fourth trimester look like for you as of late?
Yeah, it's very different for each person, I think. And it's when a lot of people find their postpartum depression, postpartum anxieties, things like that. I have been really lucky to not have to deal with any of that so far, which I feel very blessed. I know it's really hard for a lot of people. So that would be kind of during this period of time. Also, like taking care of yourself after having your baby, things like that. Like, because mine was a surgery, there was a little bit more, I don't want to say more care I had to give, but it was like I had a major abdominal surgery. So that was also different as well. I didn't get the experience of what a vaginal birth would be like. I know that is a whole different type of recovery. So I can't really speak on that, but there's a lot. There's so much that happens to your body during postpartum period. It's kind of wild, like, and you just live it. Like, you just live through it, and it's kind of crazy, and it's messy, and yeah, and you're learning how to be a mom. You're learning what your baby wants and needs, and it's a lot. It is a lot, and I feel like I kind of just, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I just, now looking back, I'm like, whoa, that was a lot of stuff. How did I do that by myself? You know, like, not that, like, you weren't there, but, like, as a new mom, like, how did I do that? Like, how did I go through all of that and, like, not really think twice about it? You just kind of do it.
What's like the biggest surprise or aha moment? Like, when people are, like, if someone's listening to this and they're about to have a baby, what do they need to know?
Oof.
What do they need to expect?
The healing process is a lot. It's pretty long. I mean, that's why they tell you like 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, you are like bleeding and stuff for a while. It can be uncomfortable. It's hard, but like, you're learning to breastfeed, and I'd say with breastfeeding, just stick to it. I got a lactation consultant. I didn't actually end up needing it. He was a great feeder, except for he's freaking out right now. Yes, sir. But yeah, get yourself a lactation consultant ahead of time and have them so that if you need them, you can just call them, because breastfeeding is so important. And I know not everyone gets the opportunity to do it, and it's harder for some people than others. But if you can, get yourself a lactation consultant. The ones at the hospital aren't really that great. Sorry if you're a hospital lactation consultant. A lot of them aren't that great. But if you get one that's outside of the hospital, they're usually really awesome. That's what they do for a living, and they are really passionate about it. So
I feel like he's been pretty easy from a breastfeeding standpoint, though. Like, yeah. He's not been sucking on my nipples, so I can't really speak from experience. But it seems like he latches quickly, lets us know when he's hungry, and just pretty normal. Like not any headaches or issues there. And we don't really do any bottle feeding at all unless you're at the gym and I'm watching for like an hour or so. Yeah. And he hasn't had any issues with the bottle either on those rare occasions. So
a lot of people have a hard time getting their babies to take a bottle. I got one type, and then that was it. And that, like, he never fussed about it, didn't care. He's like he's so chill.
And he's a pretty easy sleeper. Like, we'll put him to bed. Sleeper. He'll sleep with us. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of controversy over co-sleeping. Yeah. But it hadn't really been an issue for us. It's worked out really well. Mm-hmm.
I get way more sleep co-sleeping with him, and I think he sleeps really well, and I feel really safe with it.
There's like some guidelines. I'm like, you don't want to be belligerent, drunk.
Yeah, anyone who's been drinking shouldn't be in the bed.
Stuff like that.
Anyone who's been smoking shouldn't be in the bed. You know, there are rules to kind of like follow. Wow, you are just a crazy pants right now. I don't know what his deal is. I think he's just tired.
Yeah.
He has not taken a nap yet. So, anywho. Yeah, that. Let's see what else there is important things. I am the type of person that really likes to take care of myself. I don't really like help. I'm going to switch sides. I don't really like help, and I have a really hard time accepting help. But looking back, I remember telling Robert at the hospital, because I had a surgery, I was like, go ahead and tell them that they can come, like, as soon as they're ready, because we will have had a couple days in the hospital.
When you say that, you're talking about like my folks?
Yeah. And
man, Rigel, you are not a good
I'm
podcast
so
guest.
sorry. Okay. Whew. Anywho, okay, so I told you go ahead and like have them come whenever they're ready to come. Like we'll use the help. And before I was like, I think I want several days to ourselves, which we kind of got because I had him on Wednesday night and we got to leave Friday afternoon. But I was ready. I was like ready for someone to be there. And then his parents got COVID, so they couldn't come up. And my parents had planned to come out 2 weeks after to just like give us a little bit of time. I didn't have any help. I didn't have any assistance. Robert went back to work on Monday. And I had a postpartum doula, but it was almost like a little bit weird for me because it was someone I didn't know. I couldn't be like, hey, can you make me breakfast? You know, like I felt I couldn't get myself to ask because I'm not good at asking. But had it been like someone I was more comfortable with, I probably would have been a lot better. But instead, I was up like taking care of Rigel and taking care of myself and like doing all the things. And I just had a major surgery and a newborn and like learning all the things. And it was just a lot. So now looking back, I guess I would have tried to set myself up for more success that way. It was fine. I did totally great. I did it all and it was fine. But I almost wish I would have used that as an excuse to rest.
Yeah.
Because I think new moms need rest. And even though I wasn't exhausted, everyone tells you you're going to be exhausted. I'm not exhausted. Like, I actually feel like I have more energy now than I did before I was pregnant. And I am tired at times. Like, this morning I woke up and I was like, I could just use a day where I just like sleep, you know, like that would be really nice. But I feel when I am awake, I feel more energized. I feel better. But
what about nutrition? Have you changed your nutrition at all?
Nope, not really.
Pretty much stay the same there. You're kind of roughly tracking macros right now?
Yeah, roughly. I've gone on and off tracking macros, but
you're probably around 2,700.
Yeah, probably.
Calories.
Yeah. And there are days where I do eat more because I'm just so hungry. And then there's other days where I'm just like busy that I like forget to eat. And I'm like, oh man, at the end of the day, I'm trying to like get into food. Because it's important to have enough calories to be able to feed a baby and drink enough water and electrolytes and all that kind of stuff. So.
Well, he's not had any trouble growing. I mean.
No, he's so healthy.
He was in the upper percentile when he was born, and that was likely in part because he was 42 weeks and not 40.
Yeah.
But then we just had our first checkup the other day, and he was upper percentile across the spectrum for length, weight, head circumference. He's weighing in at 15 pounds, 10 ounces. 15 pounds, 10 ounces. And
so almost a pound a week.
How many weeks?
What?
He's like 15 weeks old as well?
Yeah, 15, I think.
Yeah.
So 3 months.
So, yeah, I mean, he's growing fine. I don't know. I'm curious to see, like, so many people were knocking us for being keto throughout pregnancy, keto throughout breastfeeding, assuming that he's going to have some stunted growth issues. And he's growing.
He's massive.
Yeah, he's growing like crazy.
He's not massive. He's really healthy. He's like 75th percentile for weight and 88
percentile
for height.
for length, and then 90 something for head circumference.
Yeah.
He's got a big head.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he's just healthy. I mean, our doctor just said the other day we had his checkup, and he's like, just keep doing whatever you're doing. Like, he looks great. He looks healthy, and just keep going. You know, we'll see you in a couple months. So.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And he's wearing 6 to 9 month clothing, which is kind of crazy because he's 3 months old. And he's wearing 6 to 9 month clothing. Like the outfit he's got on now is a 9 month outfit.
It's a 6 to 9 month outfit, and it makes my heart so sad. I was so sad when he was 2 months and he was in 3 to 6 months, and now that he's 3 months, he's sitting 6 to 9 months. I'm like, can we just stop here for a second?
He's gonna be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, yeah.
He's building the body right now. He's got like 5 chins.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Got 5 chins, and baby fat's rocking on a whole other level. How are you doing as far as post post birth, are you feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Like there's been a bunch of emotions as of late. Like it is, like it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, you come into, you get like a plan, you got a routine, you got a structure to your life, and we're very structured people.
Yeah.
And we have our hands in multiple things, multiple businesses, our relationship's stressful as it is, and you throw in a little baby who's demanding all your time and attention, and it's just total chaos.
Yeah, it is. And we've been traveling like crazy for conferences and stuff. And so that's been a lot too, because I'm still new at this. You know, he's only 3 months old, and we're still working on it, you know, but he is awesome. He does an awesome job. Sorry, he's now burping.
You have to bring that mic closer to you.
Okay.
You would know if you had your earmuffs on, but you don't want to wear your earmuffs.
I don't like the mustache.
Is he happy now, so he can be fuzzy?
I don't know. We'll see.
He's got like this red tint to his hair, which I'm not really sure where that's coming from.
Yeah. But anyways, it's been a little bit chaotic, as you guys can tell, because this conversation is chaotic.
Yeah.
But we have been traveling a lot and things like that.
Well, we've had as of late, we've had like, I don't know, was it like 15 weeks that are booked out straight or something like that?
Yeah.
Where we're gone every single week for like 15 weeks or something crazy.
It is so crazy.
Yeah.
So
it's probably not normal. I mean,
no.
Most people probably aren't doing that with a newborn.
Yeah.
Like when we took him to the conference, like Keto conference, and people were like, I can't believe he even came.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I don't know if that's like a compliment or like, wow, you guys are doing it, you're here, or if it's like, why are you here? You know, like.
I mean, he's pretty chill at the conference, though. I mean,
he was. And that KetoCon, I didn't really let anyone hold him or anything like that. He was just so little, and he's starting to adventure out a little bit more. But I can tell that it definitely stresses him out being around that many people.
He just gets exhausted. Like the end of the day, he crashes. Like the next day, he sleeps all day.
The next day, he sleeps all day, and he gets irritable. So I'll just feed him a little bit more and just try to like get some one-on-one time with him, go outside, walk around. But he does great. He's great. I mean, if he's going to be our kid, he's going to have to get used to the chaos a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Totally. It's going to be even more chaotic when he starts crawling and moving and walking and stuff.
You were talking about emotions, and I would say, like, the first little bit, like, people were talking about, like, this crazy hormone crash. Like, oh, you got all the hormones rushing through you, and it's so emotional and all this stuff. I never had that. I never had any crazy hormonal things. Like, my whole pregnancy, I was not that crazy pregnant lady.
Probably because you're on top of your nutrition.
I mean, I think has a lot to do with it. Nutrition, trying to stay active, getting sunshine, all of that kind of stuff. I never had that crazy hormone thing. And there was definitely times in the first few weeks where I did cry. I feel like that's normal, like you're adjusting to a crazy new different life, and you have someone who relies on you for everything, to change them, to make them happy, to feed them, to, everything that happens for them, it is happening from your body. But then I haven't cried for weeks. Like, I can't cry. Like, there's been a couple times where I've gotten really emotional. I'm like, wish I could cry right now, just like get it out, but nope, I can't.
He's laughing right now.
He's laughing?
Yeah, he's smiling.
Oh.
I feel like there's, I don't know. I feel like I've tried to really adopt a stoic mentality with everything in life, but I feel like having a kid, it just amplifies it that much more, because it's like, not that he really comprehends what's going on right now because he's too young, but I feel like having a kid automatically makes me feel like there's other people relying on me, depending on me, and there's no good that's going to come from me having like a breakdown and losing it. So I got to represent myself, carry myself well for him and you. And because he's got to have a good role model,
Yep.
But he's pretty awesome. Like for me, I didn't know what to expect. I think having a kid was like a big question mark in my life, because I'm very much so go, have all these ambitions, all these endeavors, and having not had a kid before, it's like I don't want having a kid to become this crutch, because I feel like a lot of people use their kids as scapegoats. Like they say, oh, I can't pursue this or that dream because I have a kid. And I feel like that's just like a backhanded excuse for a lot of people. I didn't want that to be my excuse. I didn't want that to be a reason why I couldn't pursue what I wanted to pursue. So for me, I've just kind of reshaped the whole mindset around it. And it's like, I want all those things that much more. And I want to show Rigel how I go about getting those things that I desire so that he feels emboldened and empowered when he has those desires of his own. That's kind of where my mind's been.
Yep. Totally agree.
But doesn't make it easy though, because I don't, you get on to me for spending too much time at work.
I do.
Yeah.
That is the part that not a lot of people see that, but Robert loves work. That's the thing. It's so hard because like he's doing what he loves, but like we're ready for him to be home, you know? So we now have a time every night that he has to be home. He has to be home by.
I've got a curfew.
Yeah, it's not a curfew, but it's just, you know, it's like if we're going to spend the evening together or eat dinner together or whatever, it would be nice to have a couple hours because Rigel is only awake, you know, for so long. And I want to spend time together as a family. And we're here all day, but like I've been leaving at like 11 or noon every day and going home because Rigel doesn't really sleep very well at the warehouse.
Yeah.
So I've been going home to get sleep or to get him a nap, and I'll work from home. So we're not really spending much of the day together either. So
I do feel like it's good though, like,
and we're gone every weekend doing something.
Yeah,
with
but
people.
like, whereas, you know, you didn't really have much of a maternity leave, you are not bound by like a strict schedule as far as like you got to be at work at a certain time, clock out a certain time. So most of your responsibilities with the businesses you can do from anywhere. Which is nice because like if he's super fussy and you just want to work from home, you can do that. It never really stops, but I feel like you've got a lot of flexibility in that regard, which is kind of nice for him because we haven't really considered getting any daycare service or anything like that because I don't think we need it, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, if you are thinking about working from home and being a mom all at the same time, it is hard. It can be a big struggle. Whoops, there it goes. It can be a really big struggle because you're trying to balance everything and every day is not the same. Every day is different. One day he's fussy, one day he's great. One day he sleeps all day. You know, it's just like you never know what you're going to get. Anytime I have to schedule like a client call or something like that, I have to make sure Robert's available, which he's like never available. He's always like doing a podcast or on a call or doing something. So it's a lot. It's so hard to like schedule things out because I never know when he's going to sleep. And maybe as he gets older, we'll get like a routine nap time or whatever. But I just like to do things naturally. When he's tired, let him sleep. When he's not, let him be awake. But it is hard. It's like really difficult. And I don't want to say that to like scare people, but it's a lot. You have a person who relies on you all the time. Plus you're trying to keep up with work and do all the things. I just did a video, full day of eating for Rigel, and I talked about how breastfeeding, just them at your breast is a almost equivalent to a full-time 40-hour-a-week job with 3 weeks of paid leave, or with 3 weeks of leave. So that's a full-time job in itself, is just breastfeeding. And then there's like changing diapers and keeping them happy and taking them for walks and getting them outside and like all that. That's another full-time job. And then you're trying to actually do a full-time job. Like it's wild. It's so much. And I don't handle stress super easily or super well. So it's a lot, but it's totally doable.
I mean, we're definitely doing it all. Like we haven't let anything.
Says Robert, who's not breastfeeding or staying home with him.
I was about to ask you. So what's been my biggest contribution as a father so far?
The first week of diaper changing.
Crickets and no answer.
Yeah.
The first week, I was like, I guess I fizzled out on that.
Yeah, the first week of diaper changes. That was your thing.
Well, I do watch them while you're working out. I could try and.
Yeah.
You make me
Robert
look bad.
watches him when I work out.
You're making me look bad here, babe.
You're the one that calls yourself out.
Yeah, I do. My favorite time with Roger though is like in the morning. I'll make coffee, and then like he's already breastfed at that point, so he's pretty chill. And then I'll just sit on my lap while we drink coffee and watch the sun come up.
Yeah, he is super relaxed in the morning, and it's really great.
Yeah, love it.
And I would suggest that for anyone who has a new baby. We get him up at like 6:30 every single day. And he doesn't have coffee with us, but he sits there while we drink coffee on the porch. But he is able to watch that sun come up, and that sun is hitting his body, getting his circadian rhythm all up and going and doing good. And I just think it's really good for him. I really feel like it's been so healthy and so natural for him. So if you can, sit on your porch and watch that sun come up with your baby.
Yeah, totally. You want me to hold him?
If you want to.
Yeah,
A little wiggle worm.
Here. Pass him over here. All right, Rigel. You can chill for us now.
He felt bad because he felt like he didn't do anything.
Changed any diapers in a while. The cloth diapers have been working pretty good, though, I think.
Yeah, we've been using cloth diapers. Unless we're traveling for like a conference or something where we can't wash them, we've been using cloth diapers, and it's been great. I love them.
Like a lot of, like when we tell people we have cloth diapers, they kind of like get grossed out, but they're used to like just the towels with a safety pin in or something.
Yeah, it's not that they get grossed out. They're just like, oh, it's so much work, blah, blah, blah. It's really not. I have like a little sprayer hose that's connected to our toilet, and I spray it off into the toilet. You're not touching any of it. You just spray it off into the toilet and throw it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
Boom, done. And I just wash the diapers by themselves. Like, I'll get a bunch of diapers from the day. There's like 10, however many diapers there are.
How many dirty diapers are going through a day?
I don't know. I'd have to like look at it.
Some days he'll literally not go at all, and then the next day he goes a lot.
Yeah, which is totally normal. Like, it's normal for them to go a couple days or a day or whatever without going to the bathroom. But like pooping, they can pee. They will still pee.
It's pretty awesome, though. I love this little munchkin butt. He makes my day much better.
Yeah.
He's like a puppy dog, you know. Like, you have a hard day at work, you come home, you got a puppy dog, you can't be mad at anything, and then Roger's like just a cuter puppy dog. Right?
But he's a human.
But he's a human.
And he has his thoughts.
Yeah, and he's a little me. All right, what do you want to talk about now? You want to talk about some business endeavors, some homesteading stuff? We just had a pretty intensive homesteading day. We cleared a bunch of land. My folks came up with a tractor. We cut down a ton of trees, burned a bunch of brush piles, tore down some just debris in front of the old shop, old barn.
We took down the fence.
Took down the fence in the backyard. We kind of mapped out potentially where we're going to put our big fence across the property. So once we get that up and running, we can actually start getting some animals. So that should be pretty good. Mm-hmm. Not excited about driving fence posts because it's going to be driving through rocks pretty much where we're at, but it'll be good workout nonetheless. What animals are we going to get first? Chickens?
Yeah, chickens are just so easy.
Chickens.
We're just going to have chickens in a garden and then maybe pigs next.
Chickens, garden, and then pigs. I guess we're going to have to cross fence out a section for the pigs because they don't need that much space, right?
They don't, I mean, unless they're going to eat the grass, like eat what's on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just going to like pin them off and like feed them with feed, I mean, they still need space because they still run around, but.
What about that big field that we cleared out in the bottom? Are we going to have that for pigs, or are we just going to put lambs there? Or what are we thinking?
I think just lambs or goats or something like that.
A little miniature cow, a little miniature Highland cow.
Robert is stuck on getting a cow. I really want a cow too. We just don't have enough land for all of those. So it's like if we have a cow, we have one cow.
I feel like a miniature Highland cow, though, they don't need near as much space, I think. If anybody listens to this is a Highland cow expert, let us know. Shoot us an email. We need to pick your brain about miniature Highland cows. Or just miniature cows in general, because I feel like they would need much less space.
They're also very expensive. So it's like, are you really getting your bang for your buck, you know?
Yeah, but we would save. I mean, I don't know if we would save. It's probably like hunting. You know, you plan on hunting because you're trying to save money on game meat, and then you wind up spending more on hunting gear and guns and cool gear and stuff like that. But I think having cows would be cool.
Yeah.
What about business stuff? What do you got going? What is Lady Savage going to be doing now? Has that evolved at all since having Rigel?
No, I kind of turned off all of my coaching stuff when I had him, and then I picked it back up again. So I opened that up again on my website, and it's been going just fine. Coaching has been great. I still have my workout programs and everything on Lady Savage, but I'm just not creating more. I'm actually super excited. I'm going to talk to you about this, but I have set out in my head a like workout program that I'm doing for myself, and I'm going to like just document it, and then if it turns out great, then I'll turn it into a program which people can buy. But I want to see like the growth that I
like
experience
a new
myself.
training split.
Yeah, just like I really want to focus a lot on my legs. I just had a DEXA done, and all of my body parts were a higher percentage than the average person my age, and except for
lean mass.
Yeah, my lean mass was higher than the average person my age, and my legs were the only one that wasn't. And it wasn't like they were like super small compared to everyone else. It was just like, you're just average. And I thought, I don't want to be just average. I want to be better. So I'm building out a program to really work on my legs, and while keeping up my upper body as well. But I'm really excited about it. So that's my next goal.
Is he getting feisty again? I'm thinking about revamping my training split too. So I do those AMA videos, and somebody asked me about full body splits. So I did an AMA video explaining why I don't like full body splits. And then he responded to me in an email, like the guy that submitted the question responded to me in an email with some studies or with a video explaining some full body splits. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't honestly given a full body split an honest effort, an honest try. So I may just do a full body split for the rest of the year to see how my body responds. One benefit to it, I think, is that with us traveling so much right now, like at least everything will get worked at some point. Man, oh man, Rigel. Swapping off again.
Back to mom he goes.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna revamp my training split and do like a full body for the next 4 months or so, basically the remaining of the year. And in the past, what I've always knocked full body splits for is that each muscle group is not going to get enough intensity in that session. Because like if you're just doing a few exercises, like I wouldn't be enough to fatigue my chest, for instance. But if I'm doing that over the course of an entire week, 5 or 6 sessions, then total volume and likely, obviously frequency is going to all be improved. So I'm not sure how it's going to pan out in the long run, but I might try that and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious to see how it goes for you, but I'm not going to join you. I'm going to do my own thing.
If it rocks and rolls, though, you might.
Yeah,
have to
then I
join
might.
me.
Yeah. It's also hard. That's another thing is I work out by myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like that, but I personally think a lot of those people are working out by themselves, surrounded by other people who are working out.
Yeah.
They're not working out in a gym that's empty by themselves. And that has been a really big struggle for me. It definitely has made it harder. It's harder. I don't know why. You would think I would have like internal motivation, that I can like find within myself, but I'm struggling to like be excited to go into the gym. And I think it's honestly a lot to do with the fact that there's nobody in there.
Well, I do think having, like being in solitude, like for me, I like to train around people that are training, or like every once in a while I could totally get in the zone doing my own thing. But, first thing in the morning by yourself in a dark, cold gym, a little bit harder to get amped up for it.
Yes, it is. So I've been like really debating. There's a gym that's like right down the road that it's really
which gym?
That Shape Up, I think.
Yeah.
It's a fine gym. I mean, it's a lot of really old equipment, but it's close enough to where I could probably make it home before Rigel wakes up and
what are the hours there? Like you'd be able to do that in the morning?
I don't know. I think it's 24 hour. Remember you have that little key card?
Yeah, little key card.
But yeah, I it's something like where I can go be around other people who are working out, and a new environment, maybe a day or two a week. You are just a fuss bucket.
Yeah, he's pretty fussy right now. He's not normally this ballistic.
But it's because he hasn't taken a nap.
Yeah.
It is, I'll have you guys know, it is, what time is it? Like 1 o'clock?
1:20.
Yeah, 1:20, and he has not taken a nap. He took like a 20-minute nap, and he usually sleeps for a couple hours. So
it's maybe a shorter podcast because of Rigel's.
It's a struggle over here.
Rigel's nappiness schedule. I think that makes sense though, having access to that.
Yeah, so I think like just doing that would be really good, but that has been a struggle for sure because Robert and I used to work out together.
Yeah.
Like we used to work out together, and I had my partner to spot me and do all the things, and I haven't had that now, so it's a lot harder to get myself pumped up to work out.
I do want you to make that a priority for yourself because I know you'll do better if you've got that as a solid foundation, because I know the type of person you are, and if you've got that box checked, you'll just do better all around. Like, you didn't do the 50-mile march with us, and I could tell that bummed you out.
I was so bummed that I could not do that. But I'm even already thinking about next year, and I'm like, I cannot imagine leaving Rigel overnight. Like, I just can't. Like, I can't imagine it. And a lot of parents do that. A lot of parents leave their kids overnight or whatever.
We'll just have my folks come up or something.
I don't care. It's still the same way. I'm not ready. I'm so not ready yet.
But you got to live your life too, though, you know?
I know, but he's just a baby. Just a little baby. We'll see. And he'll be a year old. Maybe I'll be ready at that point. But as of right now, it's like, I can't imagine leaving him. Like, in general, I cannot imagine leaving him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty cool march, though. I did way better foot-wise than I did last year. We raised $240,000 or so.
I think something like that.
For veterans, so pretty awesome. Rigel just got to do it with us next year. We'll put a little backpack on us and just have to walk with us, or ride with us, I guess.
I don't know about all that. It was so hot.
It was pretty toasty. He'd get a little sunburn. We have to call this a podcast short?
I can stand. If I could stand and bounce, that would be helpful. Is that okay?
Yeah, you could probably
Poor
stand.
little
Make sure you're in
munchkin.
the frame still. Is she going to be in the frame still, Chip?
No? Yeah. Sort of.
In the frame. Not cutting off her head?
No. He just wants to be going.
Yeah. We're just going to have like all the... I'm not going to edit this at all. Chip's not going to edit this at all. We're just going to leave all this in place.
Perfect. This is the chaos of our life.
I like it.
The other day we were in our morning meeting with the crew, and Chip got this experience. But Rigel was sitting on my lap, and like explosion happened all over me. I don't even know. Like that, he doesn't... His diapers are great. Like, he doesn't usually...
That was the day after he didn't go at all, I think, right?
Oh, that may have been.
Yeah.
But it was like an explosion, like all over my lap, all over the chair, all over everything. And I was just like, this is my life. This is all the chaos that I experience
But luckily,
daily.
breast milk, poop doesn't stink.
It doesn't, yeah.
It's yellow, and we call it mustard butt for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a trooper. He's a trooper.
He is.
What else we got on the horizon? I'm trying to think of some good high-level topics here for this podcast.
Do we have anything new with like...
Well, the apparel's we're gonna launch the apparel this month. So we've got the apparel totally revamped. We're doing everything in house. We found a U.S. supplier for all of our blanks, so everything's made in America, printed by us. Super excited about that. That will be launching later this month in September.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, Bryson's been rocking and rolling, learning how to do the screen printing. I've been doing the screen printing with him. This shirt that I'm wearing now is one that we're going to have. The Faith Over Fear is probably going to be one of our first launched designs. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good all around. I'm super excited about the apparel. It's kind of like my little artistic outlet, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then the bricks, we got lots of things in the pipeline for the bricks. We do. We
have so much.
Yeah, I don't want to divulge too much information, but we just finished off our brick by brick launch. That was way more successful than I had imagined. So that was awesome.
Thank you to everyone.
All. Yeah. Thank you all who got a brick. But then we've literally got the next year pretty much mapped out for like things that we're going to be doing with new flavors. The giveaway, like we did that kayak giveaway, that was a big success, I think. So we've got really cool prizes that we're going to be doing for giveaways throughout the next several months. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm just super excited about everything keto brick related. And then with Keto Savage, Lady Savage, we're going to keep doing content there. I'm in the process of building out a course for keto contest prep. That will hopefully launch soon into the new year. It's going to be a companion to the book. That's going to be super intensive. Chip's going to be editing like crazy, so get ready, Chip. But it's going to be good. What else? Honestly, we're just trying to do a lot of homesteading stuff, too. Like, we want to start getting that rocking and rolling. When my folks brought their tractor up, though, it really made me realize how much I need a tractor.
I know. I knew it would.
Like, it's crazy. Like,
we're just not ready to buy a tractor yet.
I know, but what we can do in 2 days with the tractor literally would take me 2+ months without a tractor. I mean, it's like mind-boggling.
Yeah. I just realized the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, we've been living here for a year and we still don't have animals.
I know.
And it's making me so sad. It makes me realize, like, we got to get a move on. But we do need a tractor for a lot of things. And I mean, a lot of people, I guess, wouldn't guess in Arkansas that there's that many rocks, but like we're in the Ozarks, like
it's just
there's
all
rock everywhere, and like it's just really hard to dig here.
Yeah.
So.
But now that we've got a lot of that land clear, we know exactly where the fence is going to go. I'm going to put T-posts in with like a fence line, stretched out with string so we can really get that dialed in. And as soon as that's dialed in, we can start putting the fence up. So we'll be able to start getting some critters before too long. And plant a garden and all that good stuff.
Yep.
All right. I feel like we need to get him situated. We've been recording for just over 30 minutes, so not a super long podcast, but Rigel, you're still in the show, bro. Crystal, where do people go to find and follow you? Is there anything else that you want to touch on?
No, I mean, if people have questions or concerns or want to talk about like postpartum stuff or whatever, just reach out to me, probably via email, crystal@ladysavage.com. But as far as that, I mean, as far as everything else, I feel like we've kept them pretty well updated.
Yeah.
Congratulations on episode 500.
Appreciate that.
Proud of you. That. I think it's really cool. Like, this is literally your biggest platform. I think it's really cool, just how well it's done. And who knew your voice would be that popular?
I think Rigel's voice is more prominent in this episode than mine. but it is crazy. I mean, I started recording the podcast in 2016, and then I was super sporadic for the first like 2 years. And then 2018, I think, is when I got consistent about publishing them every single week. And then bumped it up to 2 times a week at some point, and then I have not deviated from that for quite a while now.
Yeah, yep, so. Definitely been a success. A lot of people really enjoy your podcast, especially because it has so much diversity in it.
Yeah, and we owe it all to the people listening. So all y'all listening right now that are gritting their teeth and getting through all this Rigel talk, he's smiling right now. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We truly do. So much love to you all. Love you, Crystal.
Love you, too.
I love you, Rigel. LadySavage.com, Lady Savage on social. Live Savage, we're going to really start doing a lot more content on Live Savage on Instagram. So Live Savage was the backup for Keto Savage when Keto Savage got hacked. I have Keto Savage back, so now we're going to make Live Savage all of our family homesteading style stuff. So you'll get a lot more pictures of Rigel on there. All right, until next time, y'all. Much love. Take care. Toodaloo. Adios.